Hot take time is here. The first buy or sell for the 2023 season. You guys know the drill. I asked you on Twitter, hot take time, tweet me your hot takes for a chance to be featured in the next episode or buy or sell for the 2023 season. I think I have like 1,500 replies. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. Make sure you're following me on Twitter so you can get involved in the next buy or sell. Without further ado, let's take a look at these scalding hot takes. Let's get started off with my friend Pop Bomb, who says Zach Gallen wins NL Cy Young. You know I'm going to buy this one. You know I am. I don't think he's necessarily the favorite, but can Zach Gallen win the NL Cy Young this year? For sure. Last year, he was what, in the top 5, I think, with the Cy Young voting? Maybe even top 3, maybe top 4, something like that. He was a top 5 Cy Young vote getter. He had incredible stuff. If the season was another 2 weeks longer, he honestly might have won it. He came on so hard at the end of the year. Brent Strom, the new pitching coach in Arizona, was phenomenal for his progression in his career. He's clearly got the stuff, and I think he's only going to get better. So yes, I think at the absolute worst, Zach Gallen will be in the National League Cy Young conversation, and I totally buy that he can win a Cy Young. This one comes from Antonio, the Ant Ortiz, if you watch him be the show content. Dodgers will be booty cheeks this season with the eyes emoji. I'm going to sell, but I'm also kind of going to buy a little bit. Here's why. I don't think the Dodgers are going to be booty cheeks by any means. I just think that they're not going to be as good as they have been the last few years. I mean, when you look at their roster, it's just straight up not as good. You lost Trey Turner at shortstop. Justin Turner has been a vital cog in that offense for the last 5-6 years. He's gone now at third base. There's a lot of holes on this team. Third base, shortstop, second base, you can put Max Muncy there, so I won't call it necessarily a hole, but it's not as strong as it always has been. And in the outfield, still kind of up in the air with your center field and left field. Of course, you have Miguel Vargas, you have Gavin Luck. They have a lot of really good young talent. Michael Busch maybe even coming up and playing. James Outman, Trace Thompson looked good. There are still good players on the offensive side, and you have Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith. There's no doubt they're really good. It's just, I don't know if they're going to be that 105, 110 best team in baseball anymore. The pitching is still strong. The bullpen will still be amazing. There's no doubt. And Dustin May has a chance to really pop off this year. But the fact of the matter is the Dodgers, there's a real chance they don't win the division with the current team that they have. They're relying on a lot of young guys to step up. Doesn't mean I don't think they can. I just don't necessarily know how much pressure you want to put on them right now. But in the same regards, I don't think they'll be bad. I just don't think they're going to be the best team in baseball right now on paper. This one comes from Jacob Piccini? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I should know. I'm an Italian. I should know how to say this. The Angels have a really good year after their awesome offseason pickups and finally get to the playoffs for Trouty. Oh man, I want to buy this one so badly. I want Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani in the playoffs so badly. The world needs to see these guys more often, but that division has gotten better, and I don't necessarily think the Angels are a playoff team right now, so I have to sell. But there's a world where the Angels are pretty good. They have improved. I think the Angels have got better, picking up some pitching, picking up some pieces here and there. You have a healthy Trout and a healthy Ohtani for a season. Anything can happen, truly. Now, I know we've been saying that for the last 7-8 years, and maybe I'm just tired drinking the Kool-Aid and I need to see it before I believe it, but it's going to be really hard for the Angels to make the playoffs. I think, I don't even like saying it because it's Trout and Ohtani. If they're healthy, how do you not make the playoffs? But they've done that for the last 3 years. God, I just want the Angels to be good, and I'm not even an Angels fan. I just love baseball that much. Unfortunately, I got to sell this one. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do the Angels have a chance to actually make the playoffs? Let me know in the comment. Mike Zimmelman, Manny Machado will win his first MVP and leave the Padres for the first team that gives him around 35 AAV a year. Buy this one 100%. We know Manny Machado is going to test free agency this upcoming offseason. He's going to opt out of his major contract with the Padres they signed a few years ago, where he's getting $300 million for them. I can completely buy that he's going to win his first MVP. The guy's been knocking on the door. He is one of the best players in baseball. You saw my top 50 player rankings. I had him super, super high, and for good reason. Offense, defense, everything. He's got it. He's just one of the best players in the league. So yes, he can win the MVP. He's going to opt out, and I think he's going to get around $35 million a year in his next contract, whoever it is that pays him. Gotta respect the grind. Get your bag, Manny Machado. You're absolutely disgusting. It's crazy to think that a guy who got a 10-year, $300 million contract will be able to opt out and sign a better contract as an older player. Absolutely nuts. Manny Machado is a stud. Remember when nobody wanted to sign him that offseason? Stupid. This one's super popular. I've seen at least 5 or 6 of them in the quick few minutes of scrolling thus far. Cody Bellinger will return to MVP form next year with the Cubs. Yeah, I gotta sell this one. I have to sell this one. Cody Bellinger could be good. He could maybe return to an all-star level form, or at least value-wise be at an all-star level because his defense is that good, and he really just has to hit close to league average, if not slightly above, to be there, especially in center field. But returning to the MVP form, I think, is extremely unlikely for Cody Bellinger right now. Something's up with his swing, something's up with his game, something's up with him mentally. I think going to Chicago will be a nice, step away, kind of reevaluate, a little bit of a wake-up call. I do think he could have a nice year, but I don't think we're going to see him return to MVP form in 2023. I would be surprised. It's just he looks so lost at the plate. There are major changes that need to be made. While he might play at an MVP level at some point this upcoming season, for the entire year, I think it's unlikely. Bash Baseball 24, the Red Sox finish over 500, and Trevor Story has the best year of his career. Sorry, Boston. We know you guys know the answer. Why are you asking this? Why are you making me say this to you? We're obviously going to sell this one. The Red Sox team is just... Woo, does not look great. Now, shout out to them. They paid Rafael Devers big, but there are a ton of holes in this team. You guys don't even really have a second baseman right now. I mean, Christian Arroyo is a fine depth piece, but I don't want him playing every day. Trevor Story, I don't think he's going to have the best year of his career. He didn't look great last year. I still think he's a talented player. I wouldn't be surprised if he bounces back. But playing shortstop, I feel like is going to hurt him. He just doesn't really seem to have the arm as well anymore. He struggled in Boston. His team is just straight up not very good. They made improvements at positions, but overall, I think they've gotten worse. There's a world where they might be the worst team in the AL East. I'm sorry, Boston fans. Right now, at time of recording, I don't think they finish over 500, and I don't think Trevor Story has the best season of his career. Sell. Ooh, I like this one. Brian Piercy, with a year under his belt, statistically, George Kirby will be a top 5 pitcher in the AL. So if we're talking statistically, I'm assuming you're meaning by ERA, and if it's strictly by ERA, I could buy this 100%. Will he be one of my top 5 pitchers in the American League by the end of the year? I think that's unlikely, but you saw I gave some love to George Kirby in my rankings this year. I think he's one of the bright young pitchers in this game. He had a phenomenal rookie year out in Seattle last season, and I expect him to build on it. He's a smart dude. The Mariners know pitching. Top 5 pitcher in the AL is going to be tough. Going to be hard. Definitely easier, though, than the National League. So, you know what? I'm going to buy this George Kirby take. I want to be on the right side of this one here. Buying George Kirby. Call up Anthony Volpe says the Yankees will end the year with the best pitching staff, starters, and relievers. I completely buy this. There's a world where they have the best pitching staff right now. I mean, starting rotation really, really strong with Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, who might be the best 1-2 punch in all of baseball. You've got Luis Severino, you've got Nestor Cortez, and Frankie Montas, if healthy, should be good. I think they might have the best starting pitching staff in baseball right now. Bullpen-wise, you know they're always going to pull something out. They just pull these arms out of nowhere, and they become nasty. Getting Michael King back is going to be huge for them, too. I completely buy this one. I hate to buy it. I wish Carlos Rodon wasn't a Yankee, but him being in that rotation, which was already pretty solid last year, is a huge, huge boost to them. I think bigger than a lot of Yankee fans even realize. Carlos Rodon is legit. Garrett Cole is still an ace. He's still an ace. I mean, that's just the truth. I could buy this one. I hate it, but I buy it. Bruce Foley? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. There's some weird, that E sneaks in on me. Jordan Walker will win Rookie of the Year, get an All-Star nod, and hit 25 home runs while finishing in the top 10 MVP. Ooh, man, this one's really, really close. I think I'm going to buy it just because I'm a huge Jordan Walker guy. Back when I did the 2020 draft coverage, Jordan Walker was one of my favorite prospects. I thought he was sick. And the Cardinals have been able to get all the question marks about Jordan Walker that anyone would have had and completely push them away. The plate discipline is sick. He's a great athlete. They're going to move him to the outfield because Nolan Arenado's not going anywhere. And the pop is absolutely disgusting. So as long as Jordan Walker starts the year, totally could hit 25 home runs. Don't know about the top 10 MVP. We're pushing it. We're pushing it. I mean, you're talking like Julio Rodriguez, all-time great rookie seasons. I think he could get an all-star nod, 100%, especially if he starts the year opening day. But I'm going to buy it because I'm just such a big Jordan Walker fan. I think he is a beast. Ethan at Bichette hit, please. Jacob deGrom finishes with a sub-2.2 ERA after a season in Texas. Bye. I know everybody, I think, wants me to hate Jacob deGrom, or at least Mets fans want to hate Jacob deGrom. I'm just not one of those guys. He didn't want to be here. Breaking news. Some people don't like New York. It's that simple. He didn't want to be here. That's fine. He doesn't owe us Mets fans or the Mets anything. He gave a lot of good years to this team. They couldn't get it done. He took more money to go in Texas with no income tax. I can't blame him. I got no hard feelings for him. I hope he pitches fantastic. I hope he has a phenomenal year. I hope he wins the Cy Young. And I completely think as long as he's healthy, he will finish the year with like a 2-ish ERA. Because he is that sick. When he's healthy, there's no doubt in anybody's mind, Jacob deGrom is the most talented pitcher in baseball. So yeah, I'm going to buy this one too. What's happening? I'm hating the Mets. What's happening with me? I'm buying the Yankees and all the teams I dislike. This one comes from Bailey. Michael Harris finishes top 3 in MVP voting and cements himself as the best young center fielder in the NL. So I think he could cement himself as the best young center fielder in the NL. I don't think that's necessarily crazy. Who's his honest competition, really? I think he is the best young center fielder in the National League because Julio Rodriguez is the best young center fielder in all of baseball. I don't think Michael Harris finishes in the top 3 of MVP voting. For one reason, he plays on a team where 2 guys are going to be directly competing with him. Maybe even 3. I fully expect Ronald Acuna to bounce back. Austin Riley is an MVP candidate every year, it seems like. And Matt Olson's going to be in the conversation too. It's going to be really, really hard for him to get top 3 unless he hits 40 homers and hits 310 with a 950 OPS with that great center field defense. It's going to take a lot. There's also a world where Michael Harris regresses quite a bit. Some of the numbers, as you dig deeper, there's going to be regression, no doubt. I still think he's incredibly talented. I still think he's an all-star. I still think he's one of the better center fielders in the game. team, but top 3 in MVP voting in the National League, I'm going to sell that right now. MJNRB forever. Justin Verlander is going to win Cy Young. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Why not? The guy won the Cy Young in the American League last year. He's a fine wine. He only gets better with age. You guys know the drill. I'm drinking the Mets Kool-Aid, of course. I buy the idea that Justin Verlander can win the Cy Young. Is it the most likely scenario? Absolutely not. Of course, the National League is loaded with pitching. The second best pitcher in baseball, maybe even the best, is Corbin Burnes. In his division, there's a lot of good players. In his own team, there's a lot of good pitchers. It's going to be hard, but can Justin Verlander win the Cy Young next year? Oh yeah, I'll buy that all day. 100%. Who would I be to doubt the fine wine? Nick Timmy? Again, you guys are giving me hard last names here today. Brewers' terrible offseason leads to a third place finish behind the Cards and Cubs, leading them to trade Adames and either Woodruff or Burnes at the deadline. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Oh man, I really like this one. I'm gonna buy this one. I think there's a world where we see a mass exodus of Brewers players. Anybody who's anybody might be available. I think Adames could be. I think Woodruff and Burnes. I think they all could be, especially because they would get so much back, and they're not in a place where they're going to win right now. So you're either going to be good or bad, and I feel like the way that the Brewers think and their front office operates, they're going to go for the bad. So yeah, I'm going to buy this. I think the Brewers might look a lot different this time next year. All 3, Willy Adames, Brandon Woodruff, and Corbin Burnes, could be gone. Would that be what I do? No. Instead, I would go and get pieces and try and make my team better so I can compete, because they have some really good pieces, but that's just not what the Brewers do, or they haven't done recently. Joey Berg, Byron Buxton stays healthy and wins the MVP despite Twins not making playoffs. I'm going to sell this one. If Byron Buxton is healthy, he's going to probably be in the MVP conversation. His numbers the last 2 years come out to about 1 season's worth of play, and they are some of the best numbers in baseball. We're talking a guy who hits almost 50 homers, drives in 100 runs, incredible defense in center field. But the problem is we've never seen him really play 150 games in a season. Not like this. So until I see it, I don't believe it as much as I want to, because I'm a big Byron Buxton fan. So yeah, I'm going to sell this one. Totally in the realm of possibility, but the biggest question mark for me, honestly, is staying healthy for Byron Buxton, not the fact that he wins an MVP. That's kind of crazy, but that's where I'm thinking. All right, Fuzzy chimed in here. Fuzzy, you guys know him, the MLB YouTuber as well. J-Ram finally wins his MVP. Buy. Why not? Why not? Honestly, it can't really actually be a buy. It's probably more of a sell. It's just so impossible in the American League if your name's not Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, or Aaron Judge. Think about that. Think about who you have to be better than. The guy who just broke the American League home run record, the guy who might go down as the best player of all time, and the guy who pitches like a Cy Young and hits like an MVP. It's almost impossible to win the MVP in the American League if you're not one of those 3 guys. That's why Jose Ramirez keeps finishing short. It's not that he's incapable of winning the MVP. It's just almost impossible. So yeah, I want to buy that he finally wins his MVP. Like, I'm rooting for you, J-Ram. Definitely my favorite player on the Guardians, but is it actually going to happen? I have to sell. I have to. I hate it. I have to. Last but not least, we have to sneak in someone from Philly because, you know, I love talking to the Philly people. I love talking trash. Dre, at Philly Sports Dre. Philly surprise everyone and win the division by at least 8 games. Rhys Hoskins has an MVP type stat line. Definitely no bias here. Yeah, we're selling that one as hard as you could sell anything. Rhys Hoskins is not going to have an MVP type year. He's good. He's not going to have an MVP type stat line. It's just not the kind of player that he is. If Rhys Hoskins wins the MVP, I'll name my 3rd-born son Rhys, which I think is one of the dumbest names ever. I'm sorry if that's your name, but R-H-Y-S. Come on, give the kid a vowel, and don't tell me Y is a vowel. That's like the fake vowel only sometimes when people want to spell their kid's name like Reese. But he's not winning the MVP. Phillies aren't winning the division by 8 games. If Phillies can win the division, I don't think they will, but they can. I mean, they made it to the World Series last year. They brought in Trey Turner. They got better. They got better this offseason. There's no doubt about it. It's a little scary. But just like you had no bias in your comment, I'm going to have no bias when I sell it, because I never have bias. Anything related to the Mets National League East, 100% unbiased takes here by me, GiraffeNeckMarc. Thank you guys so much for the amazing hot takes. I mean, there's so many. I got 1,500 replies. I tried to read as many as I can, try to find the best. Make sure you are following me on all my social media. Links are in the description if you have not yet, because we're going to be doing more buy or sells throughout the year. It's a great way to get involved in the channel. Remember to subscribe as well, because there will be a buy or sell from the YouTube comment sections next. As well as make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the next buy or sell will come from the YouTube comment sections, and I'm going to be picking people that are subscribed to me. So if you want to be involved, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you so much for watching, and baseball's just around the corner. It's almost here. Can't wait to talk more. Peace out, guys.